Reed Cooper getting back to his goal crease to our right. 8 saves on 9 Black Bears shots. Nolan Egbert in the goal crease to our left. 5 saves on 7 Prowlers shots. Tristan Sim and Tyson Kirkby in the face-off circle. We're underway in period number 2. This one pitched in. Bond after it. He gets there ahead of Frazee. Frazee in on the forecheck though. Able to work it up the wall. Olivieri first on it. Sim caught a piece of him as he tried to spin away. And it's dumped in by Thompson. Delstrom left it in the corner for Parsons. He had to poke it to keep it away from Kirkby. And now Ludwig Thelstrom starts his way up ice. He can skate. Here's Thelstrom working around Bond. And he left it there in the corner as he took a hit. But Stone the only one on it. Kirkby with some room on the right wing side. Spinning into the corner and taken in there by Chartrand. Rimmed around. Stone tried to send it deep down the boards. Stubbs comes up for it. And now Thompson. Head up. Goes across to Anderson fresh off the bench. His shot was stopped by some traffic on the way through. And it landed right in front of Cooper. He covers up for a whistle on a face-off. I'll count that one as a shot on goal for the Black Bears. Their 10th of the game. Offensive zone draw coming for Binghamton. Kyle Steffen, who scored an overtime winner against the Prowlers earlier this season. Against his number 14 opposite, Kenny Stiles, in the face-off dot. And Stiles able to win this draw. Lockhart to Stiles. Didn't handle the pass cleanly. And Yates works back in. Look on Lockhart to the trailer. Steffen. And Stiles came back to defend. Millette. The boos raining down on him just as they did the first time he was here. Gibbs to the trailer. Shot blocked off the stick of Stiles. And then Scantleberry behind the cage. Out high. Johnson collects at the line. Slips it to Millette. Over to Lockhart. Off the board. Shot off a stick. Johnson put it in the corner. Stiles around behind the cage to Scantleberry. At the side of the crease, he scores! How about another for Tucker Scantleberry? And the Prowlers open up a 2-goal lead. That puck ended up behind the net, and Scantleberry, right the side of the post, found a hole somewhere in Nolan Egbert. And he slips home his 2nd of the game, 7th of the season, and 4th in the last 3 contests, including this one. And that off of all the hard work down low by the Prowlers. Continuing to cycle that puck around. And Port Huron rewarded early on in period 2. This one slid softly in. Petroditson turning away from Mott, able to hand it off to Graham, tried to poke it up to Dietze, swooping in to intercept is Clark. But he flubbed his pass back to the point. Here's Dietze working one-on-one against Poirier. Dietze tried to make a move, lost the handle, and he plays it down behind the net towards Graham. Hopped over his stick, and it's stolen by Emery. Chartrand collects and dumps into the corner. Prowlers making a change as Kenny Stiles and Alex Johnson pick up the assist on Tucker Scantleberry, 2nd of the game. Oh, that was a little dicey for Emery as he left it right at the side of the skate of Egbert. That one off the post as Cooper made the save. Caden Henry came flying in all by himself. Cooper got just enough, and it hit right where the post and the crossbar meet. That was close. It stays a 3-1 game. And again, Cooper getting just enough of that shot. Oh, that clean off the bar, no question. That one didn't go in. It seemed like a couple of Black Bears started on that face-off too quick, but they dropped it and decided to go with it anyway. Prowlers don't mind. They're in the offensive zone. Chartrand played it off of Egbert, then Frazee tried to put it back on net. Hit the side of the cage. Sim trying to push his way out in front, couldn't do it. And now Thompson, 1-on-2. He tosses it in. Cooper plays it there, over to the corner. Chartrand puts a shoulder into Thompson. Kept in at the line by Bond. Olivieri tosses it to the net on his backhand, and it's gloved out of the air like an outfielder by Reed Cooper. And now Thompson and Chartrand getting into it a little bit. Those two fought at the end of the last game between these teams. A 2-0 Black Bears win. As I said a couple of times, this one has been testy early. Another offensive zone draw for Binghamton. Shots 3-2 Black Bears in this period so far. Stiles and Kirkby in to take the draw. Comes to Johnson on the boards. Tried to wrap it around, turned it over, but Thompson couldn't send it for Kirkby. No, he does it, he scores! On the second opportunity, Austin Thompson able to feed the Black Bears captain in front, and just like that, it's a one-goal game again. As the Prowlers turn it over behind their net, Kirkby picks up his team-high 13th goal of the season. He came in tonight with a point in 3 of his last 4 games, 7 points in that span. He continues his red-hot start. He was named the FPHL's Player of the Month earlier today, as the league announcing those awards today. Kirkby also did get to play a game with the Adirondack Thunder in the East Coast, or ECHL, last weekend, so he missed the Friday game in Watertown as Olivieri clapped it right at Alex Johnson. Olivieri trying to dangle through a few Prowlers. And now Johnson skates up with it. He dumps it in. Bond. Now, actually, it's Stone, as that one took a weird hop and ended up off the back of the cage. Now it's Bond. And Bond, watched by Reggie Millette. Long pass off the boards, or off the glass, but Olivieri blew a tire as he entered the Prowlers zone, so Parsons wins the race for icing. We played just over 4 minutes in period 2, each team with a goal. It's 3-2 Prowlers. Thompson picking up the only assist on the goal by Kirkby. Graham and Kirkby on this face-off. A rare offensive zone draw for the Prowlers. One back by Kirkby. That was Dietze in on the forecheck behind the net. He got tripped up. Kirkby tosses it in off the back glass. Sits behind the cage. Thelstrom first on it. Fanned on the pass. Now he's able to get it up to Dietze, who got it right back from Matt Graham. Dietze trying to dangle around Steffen. Handed off to Parsons. Whips a pass across. That was behind Graham. He has to turn away from a check. Steffen able to work it out of the zone. And Thelstrom recollects for Port Huron. And then Thelstrom lost it. Stubbs. Steffen didn't get all he wanted on that attempt. Now the Prowlers look to work their way out. Here's Graham. Has Stiles with him fresh off the bench. Graham over to Federley, the trailer. Shot knocked down by the blocker of Nolan Egbert. Weber up to Yates. Has Weber going to the net, tried to send it there off a Prowler stick. Graham slipped it through, tried to get to Federley, but instead bounced down behind the Prowler goal. Fans starting to let's go Black Bears chant. Anderson from the outside. That was blocked up in traffic, and Johnson rescues it. Port Huron looking for an outlet. Johnson up towards Federley, but it's dumped right back in. Federley and Graham need changes, and now they finally get them. This one finds its way all the way to Reggie Millette, fresh off the bench. Rink-wide feed on the tape of Stiles. Tossed down behind the cage. Emery over to Poirier. Scantleberry was dumped in the blue paint. Meanwhile, the Black Bears trying to start an offensive rush. Sirota and Petrovitsin got tied up. The fans in green incensed that there's no penalty. Prowlers up with numbers. Lockhart trying to make a pass to the outside. That hit a Black Bear stick. Millette tied up with a couple of green jerseys. Comes around to the near side. Heinzel pinching in from his defensive position, trying to keep it deep, but Mott the only one on it for Binghamton now. And Emery steps out. Pass was too far ahead of its intended target. Tossed out though by Poirier. This one continuing to get chippy. James tried to hand off for Sim. And Sim stick handling through some green jerseys. Now it's poked back towards Petroditsin. Chased by Kirkby. Quick up looking for Chartrand. That was off his stick. Olivieri holds at the red line. And he dumps it around. Cooper has Thompson coming in on him. He gave it off to Heinzel. That one almost slipped out in front. Petroditsin spun around and had this puck taken by Kirkby. Heinzel after it in the corner. Slid it out to Sim. And now on for James. James trying to make a pass back to Sim. That one off a skate. And Kirkby turns it the other direction. Thompson working on Thelstrom. And Thompson took a shoulder from Chartrand. Still held up along the half wall. Now slid down to Stubbs. In the corner, out for Steppen. That didn't work. A ball and a shot. Stopped by Cooper. There's a delayed penalty coming against the Prowlers as Egbert goes to the bench for the extra attacker. Stolen between his legs for Bond, and he lost it. And they will blow it dead as Chartrand touches up. He's the one getting the penalty. And we'll have a Black Bears power play when we come back. Each team with a goal. Early on in the second period, you're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.